now the time we've all waited for. It is the return of the Spirit Show with none other than legendary songwriter, producer, manager, promoter, co-creator of Woodstock, and its only promoter, Artie Kornfeld.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Spirit of 69 in our, I think, going into our sixth year right now. I want to thank everybody for, just sharing music. That was the idea of the show anyway, When I came in, when I came in, there was rock, and as a writer, I got successful because I used to write for groups that didn't write, but already had number one hits, like at the Shirelles or like if Marvin Gaye, but he wrote most of his own. But it was easy to get records out if you were a writer. Now it's a whole other world, and it's hard there's incredible bands playing. It got me sick that since I maybe started it with Michael with Woodstock, started really the new rock generation and the way the music went. It just got to me that these bands couldn't get gigs at more than a place that holds 100, and they were better than bands. And then I saw, people that were friends of mine that I know getting $100,000, $200,000 for playing a set. And these are friends of mine, and I don't want to say it out loud, but I thought it wasn't right. It should be it should be fair. And then I started to hear the music, and Scully helped me a lot with it, and Z-Man did his job, But now I'm here with Kevin, with Scully doing his trip, and it's all about the music. And all of a sudden, we look now on the charts, and there's 5 or 6 groups that were on the show that before anybody heard of them, and it makes you feel good. Because it's like these kids are getting a break that we used to be able to get. My first record came out when I was 15. Now you couldn't even get anybody to hear a demo, So anyway, if you love music, say, I got the spirit of Woodstock 69. And if you don't have the spirit of 69, just like music, that's cool too, So anyway, tonight, a favorite group of mine that I personally really like a lot, Three years hollow, and Jose will be speaking to me on the air, and this is a band that is really good. They make me the devil's slave. everybody. Welcome to the Spirit of 69. Just to clarify it, I'm sitting here with someone that I creatively consider a friend, and actually, after having the band on, this will be the third time in 5 years. It's like, obviously, I really like this band, and I put it out so you get to really like this band, because you should, So, Jose, let me ask you something. Are you guys recording now or planning to tour?
Hello, Jose.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Jose.
Yeah.
Yo,
still there, guys?
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being had.
Hey, thanks.
No, I was just curious. Are you planning on? What do you have something new out, or where does it stand with you?
Yeah, we basically we're officially writing for the new record. We haven't started the recording process yet. But we've got about 6-7 songs complete with maybe 20 demos written. So we're getting close to that point where we're going to go in and start recording.
Yeah, you're talking to me maybe just a day or two late, because I might have agreed to produce The Thrift. You know the band The Thrift?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They're a good band, and so are you. It's not that you're a good band. You are the best you that you are right now, and you will progress as you go anyway. I mean, look at me. I got 110. Yeah, because you got all the tools, and you're tight. You really did a great job preparing. What? Who's writing with who for the next? Well, I know who's writing. I know from before, but we're not on with the audience, are we, right now? Kevin?
Yes, sir. We're on.
I'm not on with the audience, am I?
Yeah, we're on. We're on live.
Oh, go away again.
Okay.
Thank you. So anyway, I get so involved in the music that I cut off in my conversations in the back here, and I'll get so into the music that I'll forget we're on, because I start listening like I'm here.
That's okay, yeah.
No, go ahead, man. Because your show.
I was basically saying, like we were before, that we've kind of just we're just writing, and I think we wrote, to answer your question earlier, who's doing the writing. Me and Tony, our guitar player, have primarily written everything for the last 10 years that we were together, and on the last record, some of the stuff that everyone will hear tonight, Clint Lowery from Sevendust co-wrote some of that stuff, I'm a big fan of. So we're just going into this next record kind of just writing by ourselves right now, and kind of, I think we're going to try to self-produce this record and see what we can really do. Like you said about being the best version of ourselves, I think we're really at a point where we want to try to see what we can do, musically and creatively.
Right. I've watched this because myself, I had the top 30 record, and I toured with on the I Got You Babe tour and played for over 5,000 people a night for 20 shows in 26 days. But you were pretty weird. You play Green Bay, and then you have to drive all the way to Louisville, Kentucky to play 12 hours later. And you get out of the Green Bay, Wisconsin. You go from Green Bay to Louisville, but when you first get to Green Bay, it's minus 40. It's sort of crazy. Yeah, and may his soul rest in peace. But Corey Wells, who was in Three Dog Night, that's where Danny Hunt met Corey Wells on this tour. He just passed a couple of months ago, but we had a ball. We rode around in a school bus, not even a tour bus, not even a band. And meanwhile, Cindy and Joe were flying around in jets with my late wife, and we were sitting playing. What do you do on the road? You take the amp, the tops, and you play poker most of the night. There's really not that much more to do on the road except how many more miles in this school? Well, those school buses are pretty small.
Yeah, we hang out most of our time at Walmarts and gas stations on the road. That's pretty much where our time is spent.
Hi, welcome back to the Spirit of 69, which is the Spirit of 2016, an attempt by me saying that to bring you back to the feeling of 69. We can relive it. I think the people that are trying to, I never tried to do a Woodstock 2. It's ridiculous. Woodstock was a miracle. I can't even say I did it, you know. I mean, I promoted it and all that and made the movie deal, but I can't say I did it. Although, without Michael and I, it never would have happened, you know. But the fact is, it's what I was started to say before about bands now and why the show is on is it used to be you could get a record deal. There was a million record companies and everybody was promoting and it was easier to get on radio, you know. Now it's controlled like the big companies, you know. So what's happening in the music world? There are guys that it would be listed like lower middle class in life, but are really like upper class, but they're not getting a chance to find that out because they can't afford to pay the people that have to get paid to get on radio.
Right.
So it's so important for you people out there, if you want to have good music, to back the bands that are the favorite bands in your area, because this is how these bands they work so hard and put in so many years of their life just to give you the product that's capable of fighting the big budget albums that are cut, so that's where creativity comes through, and that's why I went, I like soft, I like hard, and I like Chemical Ride. You've been doing this. Well, you have Clint Lowery playing on For Life.
Yeah. On one of the tracks on the record, which I think we'll probably hear next. He's playing guitar and he's doing some singing. Yeah, he's doing some singing and some guitar. And we just met him. He's actually, one of the guys responsible for, kind of showing us in the door and helping us out with a lot of our first opportunities, which was obviously a dream come true for me because Sevendust has been my favorite band since I was little. And, Clint was obviously a huge influence for me, and Morgan, and even Lejean, vocally as a singer, he was one of my biggest influences. So it's really crazy to be able to, work with guys like that after, them being such big influences my whole life.
Hey, welcome back to the Spirit of '69 with 3 Years Hollow. That I just got to explaining, but we're not on at that moment. But just how I really feel the music just like you do, and it's so important to go out and see bands like 3 Years Hollow that are getting the buzz and people know about them. So, I would rather. If I had $100, I'd rather spend $10 a night and see 10 different bands than go and spend $150 to hear Springsteen. And I worked on Born in the USA and that album, so it's like, and I used to love Bruce's music. Right now, it's I find the music that we're playing is for me as good as any of the music around. I mean, some of them because the bands couldn't afford to cut them big. In the big perfect studios and all of this, but boy, they as a producer, and I did 40 albums, and as a producer, and the quality that like Jose and his partner got on this is if it's been in the studio, it's really good quality, guys. The recording is good quality, and the songs are there, and the music is right, And
thank you.
And. You help give a better. Well, I was always against the athletic teams in Pittsburgh, so I'm not saying anything about the athletic teams at all in Pittsburgh. So, are you going to be doing any gigs, or are you going to just concentrate for a while on the album?
Actually, what we're doing is we've taken a little time off, and June 17th is our first show back for BAM Fest in Illinois, which is it's actually our first show back as a full band after about a 6-month break. So we're looking forward to that. We're playing with ADD and Shallow Side and Romantic Rebel, which are some other bands from around the area that we've got to know over the years. So we're gonna play shows randomly and but mostly focus on the album until we're ready to hit the road again.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot of acts as a Scully Limit in Chicago, and I had a lot of acts on. I probably had over 320 acts in the last 5 years. He's very good. Jimmy Nick is very good.
I'll have to check that out.
If you get a chance, check out Jimmy Nick because he just when it comes to playing, he blows it away. You play, your guitar sound, whatever combos it is, it really makes it.
Thank you. Yeah,
and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's like you worked hard in it, and you took it in, and I'm leading into the next title called "Take It by All." Because I really want to hear it, and then we could talk some more before we play the last song tonight. Because I know that they'll be back, and I know he's be back, and I know I'll talk to him this week and next week anyway. Because I'll call him and say, "Hello, how's it going?"
Right, that's right. That's
I
right.
Do that, right? Artie Corso really does get down with. He considers himself part of the public, right?
Well, that's what I was thinking earlier, Artie. I want to tell you, you're one of those people that the fact that I get to talk to you, the fact that I get to hear about your experiences, and especially for somebody like me, like I said, that is also really loves the producing aspect of it. It's really great for me to even be, have a chance to talk to you, So I appreciate you taking your time with me and giving me those random phone calls.
And I'm sure we get the same deposit in our Karma Bank.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, yeah, everything's good. Yeah, everything's good, and the music is good, and this music is your music, and so I can lead in and say it was not taken by all.
Please to me
Hello, everybody. If I don't remember what the next song is, you'll just have to deal with it. You know. So anyway, I just happen to be glancing at the moon and feel people running to vote in these primaries, and I'm so sick of these primaries and the violence, even in Let's Talk Things Over. I mean, even there is violence. So, yeah, I this would be a show I do with Z, probably one of those crazy, say what I really feel. But right now, tonight was the night I really felt like good music, and the way it worked out, it was just the right music for me, And it gave me a raise because everybody has a day where they've fallen.
So, Artie, one of those things that we were talking about earlier is bands that you're producing. What are you working on projects right now too?
Yeah, I'd rather not say their names because nothing is official. And
yeah.
I'm doing
You're
it
still
as
doing your thing?
Yeah, except I will travel. I am traveling to one place to cut 3 or 4 songs to co-produce it with the band.
Gotcha.
No, I get offers like that. I just haven't been doing it because I'm doing the show right now, and then I was in bed after that surgery for almost 4 months. So it's
yep.
So Kevin, we have Fallen to play, right?
Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah, I did say Fallen, but you missed the cue.
Yeah,
that was my fault.
All right. Well, then here's Fallen.
Hit
Yeah, that's what pays my rent now. My songs from the '60s, those single cup, a Keurig cup of coffee, and Paul Newman or organic coffee, and listening to a band whose music I really love to hear with Jose, and enjoying it. Jose, is there anything else you want to say about the band or plans you have, or anything? One question. What was in the last year? Was there one show that just stood out that you did that you really felt like you were on more than the other shows?
Yeah, I mean, there's honestly been a lot. We've gotten to do a lot since the last time we talked. We were just starting to go out on our tours, and we really hadn't done much, so we didn't know what to expect. But over the last 3 years, we pretty much got to play shows in 47 of the 50 states, so a lot's happened, and there's a lot of parts of the country that are really amazing for music, especially for rock music. But we got to play this tour called the Rockstar Uproar Tour with a lot of big bands: Skillet, Papa Roach, Godsmack, Buckcherry.
How many nights was that?
We got to do 15 days, I think, total. And we had never been on a festival like this before. This was, all day. You arrive in the morning, you're setting up your gear on stage, and people start showing up around noon, and there's just music all day and all night. 4,000 to 8,000 people shows, and we were a new band, so for us to get to go out and play those shows, and it was pretty incredible. So I think we played one in Indianapolis at the amphitheater, and it was just amazing. It felt like wow, we were really doing everything that we always dreamed of doing. We were finally out here getting to play music for all these people. And so I think that day we sat at our merch table and we signed our CDs and talked to everybody for 2 hours after we got done playing. So those moments those were the moments over the last couple years that we're just like, man, this is everything that we worked hard to get to, and now we just got to keep fighting, keep fighting forward, and that's what we're doing. Right.
Yeah, and I believe in the genre of music, and I believe in the unfairness of the smaller bands that are unknown. I'm glad that happened after you played the show, because maybe we had a little bit to it. It was good move on Scully's part when he told me the name of the band, and I checked you out and everything,
Yeah.
So that's how these things happen, they don't just happen. People work their whole life to get to the point. There's so many bands out there now that would give anything to get that kind of tour.
Of course, yeah. That's a huge tour. I mean, it was really incredible that we got the offer and the opportunity, considering it was our first record, our first official record out. So it was really amazing. We got to do so many amazing tours with bands that we've looked up to basically our whole lives, like Nonpoint and Gemini Syndrome is a new band that we love. We toured with Red and Sevendust again, those guys. It's just really amazing to be able to say that we've done those things, So it's I want to try to inspire almost new bands that are starting out, that it is possible to accomplish those things and do those things if you truly want to do them. So.
And also it got us to be friends, and that's cool too.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get to talk to you because of music, and that's amazing to me.
It's not business. We're talking about a love that we mutually have, and it's not a business, and it's a friendship. I mean, it's professional, but it's a friendship, professional conversation.
Yeah.
Except for everybody out there when it realized that I'm talking, I didn't know the mic is on. But it makes things interesting. I'm going to be saying goodnight to Jose and thank him so much for 3 years hollow, and take you out of the segment with Jose being here, although he'll still be here anyway. And a song that in my mind we've played 3 times tonight, and it's actually I introduced the song "Fallen" and I said "The Cracks," but this song is called "The Cracks." I had already made $14 million, and then I gave away over half. And then I had a sick wife, and I gave away, and everything else went. And I had 37 chart songs. But I'm just happy to still be on.
Yeah,
and that you were.
I know I am. I know. I knew that I was on, but any reason you were sneaking that in on me, Kevin?
after how we went tonight, I just figured I should.
You just have to go with it.
I just automatically assume tonight that Kevin's going to not cue me every time. And after the first 2 times, I figured, 50-50 ain't bad,
I figured you had to stop me, so.
Jose, did you get it out to? Oh, of course, you got it out to your friends that you were on tonight. Did you enjoy doing the show?
Of course, man. Of course, I did. I did. I love talking to you and getting your perspective on everything. So I really appreciate you having me.
Yeah, use the number you have from me, will you?
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
pissed because I called you at home last month. I couldn't get through to you. I tried a couple of times because I was laying in bed recovering from what that you know 6 disc surgery in my back.
Yeah. There was
Yeah,
a
there goes
while
my
where
back pain.
I was locked away. That was just my fault for not slowing down. But sometimes I get so caught up in projects and what I'm doing, and my brain doesn't function like properly unless I like almost tell myself I have to lock away the rest of the world and only focus on this. And I was, locked away for months producing records, and I realized that was pretty unhealthy. So I apologize.
Yeah, but in another
But
way, let me tell you, as someone who studied production and this has been doing it for 70. I'm in my 70th year. In the music business. Or not in the music business, but making music, because before I did turn to rock, I was also a symphony, trumpet player. So I just what I liked about what I liked about your music is just like, this is just arty, and that's really all I really am. I'm not a Woodstock. I'm really just arty, and
right.
what I like about your music is that the pop sound of the '60s comes through, and yet the heavier but not too heavy sound that you play in your rhythm section, seems to fit, so well. I could tell you guys have been together a long time.
Yeah, we definitely have. Most of us have been together for almost 10 years.
Right. Well, let's see. I've been together for maybe 2 hours today, and then I wasn't together the other 7 hours.
That sometimes happens, even to me. So I understand.
Well, what you said, your mind disappears. In a way, that's good, because I learned, from me personally, because, it got to a point where I was like producing 3 albums for 3 different labels at the same time and getting 3 hours sleep a day. And of course, nothing came out right. And I'd be mixing the wrong album,
Well, I mean, it was crazy. I had on maybe 10 different bands at the same time that I was all working with, and it was the first time I said, I'm going to go full time into producing other bands and co-writing other bands, and a lot of it turned out really amazing, and a lot of it's we're still a work in progress, just because of time.
Right.
But I'm growing, in that side of things too, and everything's looking like it's going to be pretty awesome. So,
right.
I'm excited.
One advice is I find out is even if you're doing 5 cuts, and you want to pick a cut, I find out whatever I'm doing, if it's a concert, whatever it is, if I just say I'm not going to do anything else, I'm going to just put tunnel vision on this. I'm not going to think about a tour in a month, because what's going on in the studio is more important.
That's right. Yeah.
And so tunnel vision, I found out, I that's what I use. I concentrate. It wouldn't matter if if John Lennon, who is a friend of mine and is gone, obviously, if he asked me to come in, if I was doing something else I committed to, I would just have to give tunnel vision to that.
Well, that's pretty much what I've unfortunately I've become sort of a hermit, because I give all my projects my 100% focus. Like, if that's what I'm doing, I'm focused on them, and I'm in the studio for 70 hours a week, and I never leave it, but I love it,
Well, with that, it's a perfect way, I think, to go out, because everybody, this is a song that I played, that I produced. It was on my label, and it did go top 30, and got a gold record, and it was on my label.
playing in the same band. There's enough guitars for you and me. Stand beside your brother and take his hand. Seems the times are changing, finally. We're all playing in the same band. Sing the song together and you'll see. Let them know forever just where you stand. People must be learning, finally. And we're all playing in the same band. We're all playing in the same band. We're all playing in the same band. Oh, him, her, you and me, them and those, he and she and we, and we. Him, her, you and me, them and those, he and she and we, and we're all playing in the same band. There's enough guitars for you and me. Stand beside your brother and take his hand. Seems the times are changing, finally. Whoa, and we're all playing in the same band. We're all playing in the same band. We're all playing in the same
This has been a presentation for the Spirit of Woodstock 69 radio show by Artie Kornfeld on the U-Rock Radio Network. Next week, tune in for Duncan Farr, and it will start at 8 o'clock. I hope you've enjoyed this show. Tune in next week and be looking on Spreaker for our upcoming additions to the 4 episodes we have there. We'll be getting them up this week, and we'll have all of the archives from the show available at Spreaker. Just go to Spreaker and search U-Rock Radio, and you will find us. Till next week, take care.